Hi guys, so in today's ownership interview video, we are featuring the E90 generation BMW M3, which is to date and likely forever will be the only M3 ever with a V8 engine. So the E90 BMW 3 Series was sold from 2005 to 2013. The M3 of this generation came out in 2007 and was offered in three body styles: the E90 sedan, the E92 coupe, and the E93 convertible. This was a time when BMW started to backside itchy and give different chassis codes to their models according to body styles, but they have not yet started that practice of giving a separate code for the M models. Unlike the regular 3 Series, which had different front ends between the sedan and the two-door models, all body styles of the M3 have a common front end which follows that of the coupe. Now, more than 60% of the E90 generation M3 was actually accounted for by the coupe. The M3 sedan, on the other hand, is significantly rarer, accounting for less than 15% of total production, with fewer than 10,000 cars ever made. And indeed, M3 sedans don't come by frequently in the market, and when they do, they get snapped up very fast. So the prices for one of these really is a willing buyer, willing seller basis, and they usually ask for more money than their two-door brethren, which, as I record this, are asking between 135 to 250,000 ringgit. Now, the main attraction of the E90 generation M3 is, of course, the V8 engine, the only one ever fitted to any variation of the BMW 3 Series from the factory. Munich enthusiasts know it by its codename S65 B40, and it is derived from the S85 V10 engine found in the E60 M5. This engine is shared with no other BMW model. It displaces a capacity of 4 liters and has rated outputs of 420 horsepower, 400 Newton meters of torque. There is also a 4.4 liter derivative with a lengthened stroke that pushes out 450 horsepower. In the limited edition M3 GTS Coupe and the M3 Carbon Racing Technology Sedan. Now, when it was first launched, the M3 was only offered with a 6-speed manual transmission as standard, but later on they added a 7-speed DCT from Getrag as an option in 2008. This was the first time BMW had a dual clutch transmission in a production vehicle. So my guest today is a highly respected figure in the automotive industry, a man of motorsports pedigree, and most importantly, an owner of not just one, but 2 BMW M3s.
So my name is Ivan. Some of you may know me because I hang around Aurizn quite often. My company, we do events for car companies. That's where when we organize an event or a drive, and we get personalities like Khong, Bobby, and YS Khong, and Chris Wing. Everybody coming, all the automotive media journalists to come and experience the event. My client list, I've got about 9 to 10 in Malaysia. I've got a couple in Singapore. I also am a certified instructor for autonomous emergency braking.
Oh, wow.
Basically, yeah, for
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, for the Toyota safety systems and
Yeah.
the Lexus safety system, we are certified by Japan. We were drafted by a Japanese company in Singapore, which then introduced us to Toyota Asia Pacific. And we tried a few events with them. We helped organize the event in Singapore for a regional product experience for Lexus. That went very well. And I met up with the top honchos in Toyota Asia Pacific.
Oh,
And they then brought us over to Philippines, Thailand, was supposed to be in Japan, Australia, Southeast Asia, and China to do training for the Toyota safety systems and the Lexus safety systems.
nice.
So in Asia, don't count Japan, yeah, there are only 3 persons that are certified to do this training, the demonstration and why it will work, why it will not work. Normally, this will take a couple of weeks of your time. So we will normally fly in, look at the place, look at the conditions of whether the system can be demonstrated adequately without any failure.
So safe to say, guys, Ivan knows a thing or two about his cars. He knows how cars work and he knows how to keep them in order. He knows a few things about driving also. For as long as I knew him, he was a driving instructor. I never knew that he was certified as a AEB grade driving instructor. But just to let all of you guys know a little story from our industry. Whenever I'm in a media convoy, right, there are few things quite as calming as hearing Ivan over the radio say, road is clear, go, 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 go. Damn, I absolutely miss that, man. Absolutely miss that.
Yeah. In 2011, I went for my intensive driver training in Salzburg. This was the second level of driver certification by BMW. This is where we are taught how to handle M cars. And how to convey the exercises that we want. So basically, I just went there for training.
Yeah.
So a week I was there. It was the best training holiday I ever had because every day they give you half a day of classroom training. Then you have lunch. So it's Salzburg. It's a racetrack in Salzburg, Austria. And then we drive from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So you are paired up with another instructor. So all of these instructors can drive. They are all race drivers, Gymkhana drivers, hill climb drivers. They are all drivers.
Before.
Yeah. I get to use a V8 E92 M3. That is their driver training car. Fuel is provided for because one day we ran out of fuel, so I went and pump. The cost of one tank of fuel is equivalent to our 500 ringgit. And we used it in one day. So we had it for 6 days. So 5 days of training, learning the track, learning what we are supposed to do, how we're supposed to hit the brakes, how we're supposed to turn in, learn the braking point, the apex and all that. And then we are given the car to learn how to drift with the car. It was the most wonderful driving holiday I ever had because if you drive, the rate line for the E92 M3 is 8,004.
Yeah.
So if you rev it to 7,002, they're saying you are driving too slow, Ivan. You know, you have to rev it. rev it to 7,002. Yeah.
For somebody to tell Ivan Khong he's driving too slow, that guy
too slow. Yeah. I had great teachers and you learn a lot of things. And for the final exam, you had to drive. So practical is only like 50% of the points. Driving is another 50% of the points. It was like a real life Gran Turismo qualifying test. You have to get from this area of the track to the next area of the track within a certain time. And you were competing against other instructors. The fastest guy will get maximum points. The second fastest will get 1 point less. The third fastest will get 1 point less. So you're constantly fighting against other instructors who are race drivers, rally drivers. Fortunately, I passed. So there were 2 instructors from Malaysia who passed.
So from that experience,
I love the V8. That's when I decided. So 5 years later, I managed to buy my car with the help of my wife. So I'm very lucky because my wife supports me in this. Because you know, like car guys, all our money is spent on modifying cars. Where you got savings one?
We spend all our money on our cars and our wives.
yeah. So the unit belonged to one of our M students that came for driver training. His name is Dr. Zhou. He's based in Malacca. He's a surgeon. He's got many cars. Due to his work, he doesn't drive the car very often. And then it was time for him to buy a faster car. So he asked me, hey, Ivan, you want to buy my car or not? I know you will take care of it. So I told him I will help him sell it. I posted on my Facebook link. and
Oh, I
nobody
remember seeing
responded.
that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
suddenly,
yeah.
I bought it
Yeah,
instead.
then suddenly there. Yeah, because my wife was curious. What's so great about the car? So I took her there, the dealership in Malacca. Car was parked rear end facing the glass doors. I said, okay, let's start the car. So I started the car. Wow, you could
Oh,
hear the whole building, the whole glass front
oh,
of the
yeah.
car. Oh,
Oh,
vibrating. Then when I revved, the whole building shook. Oh, then my wife said,
whoosh,
yeah. Then my wife said, yeah, no wonder you want to buy the car. So yeah,
whoosh.
so I bought the car. And
Ah,
it's good. It's great.
great,
We took
man.
it to Evo Enduro,
Oh,
the
yes,
one to
yes,
Phuket.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, then we
What a great time.
extended and we drove everywhere. Yeah, we drove
Great
everywhere.
time, great time.
Yeah.
Lovely.
The only drawback is the rear tires tend to wear out very quickly.
I wonder
You know,
why.
I wonder why. One thing I love about the car is the way it handles. I loaned it to my dad for a week. 1 week, the car went to Genting.
Did he buy you back new tires for you?
No, he didn't, but it was fine. It was fine. If you have not owned an M car before, I think once in your life you need to own an M car, and you begin to realize that you can live with it daily, and it is very exciting to drive the car, especially when the dynamic stability control is switched off.
Okay, at this point, I need to interject and mention that Ivan is an extremely well-trained driver with senses and reflexes that are honed by years upon years of competitive motorsports practice. Deactivating your ESC, especially in a car that is as powerful as an M3, should only be attempted in a closed and controlled environment, and even then with extreme caution on the driver's part. So be smart about it, guys.
Keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
But it also makes you a better driver. You just need to have an M car.
Guys, I just want to say at this point in time, right, Ivan has seen his fair share of cars in his life. But do look at the smile on his face when he talks about the car, the glow he has when he speaks about the car. So that really shows how much this car resonates and connects with him and tingles his soul, even after 5 years of ownership. Just damn amazing to hear, especially coming from someone with your level of experience.
Yeah, I get to drive a lot of cars, the test cars from the clients, the new cars that get launched. But the M car, you will not forget. It is so exciting. That was why I bought my second M car, because I wanted to discover how the E46 M3 was, because it's supposed to be the purist car.
Okay.
I bought the converter version. It was just as good, because if I need speed, the E92 will give me the kind of ferocity of the power that they can deliver. And the E46 harks back to a time where the cars were lighter, more nimble. I won't say it's more stable than the E92. I think the E92 is in another level of stability of its own. So the E46 was just a smaller, more compact, lighter. Actually, not really, because it doesn't really have the kind of power that I crave, because 340-ish horsepower is really not enough. It's enough for the straight line, it goes quick, it goes around corners quite good, but it doesn't have the kind of stability. But it has another level of playfulness that you can get at the lower speed. Whereas the E92, you need to really get to very high speed to be able to get the car to rotate, where the E46, you don't have to go that kind of speed and that kind of level, where you don't need to commit, but still give you the kind of playfulness.
I'm going to invite you again to interview you again on your E46, but coming back to your E92 and bringing us ourselves down to earth a bit, okay? We know all the things about the car. But what major issues have you encountered during your 5-year ownership of the car?
Now, the E90 generation M3 is generally quite reliable, but the conrod bearing failure is a well-documented issue. Thankfully, however, this is quite preventable by proactively replacing these bearings at intervals of about 80 to 90,000 kilometers.
What major issues have you encountered during your 5-year ownership of the car? Or if you have encountered any major issues? We know about the rod bearings.
But actually, the rod bearings are an easy fix first thing that broke in my car wasn't the rod bearing. It was the throttle assembly.
You mean the pedal?
Yeah, the pedal is an electronic device.
Now you know how gently you treat your accelerator pedal.
Yeah. So I'm very used to driving lower power car, and I would really slam, you know, like you will hit emergency brake kind of force. So because after getting used to the car, you know, 7,000, 8,000 RPM sideways. At the track, we're doing 150, 160 kilometer kind of drift, right? So to get it to rotate at that kind of speed, you really need to be very quick with the throttle.
It's not just full throttle, it has to be abrupt, right?
Correct, it has to be abrupt so that the revs climb very quick, and then the rear starts spinning and the rear starts losing, and then the car starts arcing around. Yeah. So one of my favorite is turn 5 in Sepang, where you can come in about 140, 150 and pitch the car and hit the throttle and then get the car to rotate. Tires, yeah, big flume or smoke, that kind of sideways, like one lock is not enough. You know, you need to get a second lock, and then just hold, and then your heart is in your throat, like, oh, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. Yeah, that's when I broke the throttle. Yeah, getting too much gusto into the thing. And luckily, it wasn't the plastic part that broke, but it was the electronic part that and the car had only like less than 50,000 kilometers on the clock.
How does one break an accelerator pedal? I'm trying to brain that way.
So I went to my mechanic, Damansara, and I told him, hey, I think the car not responding to the throttle, so it's very erratic. So he did a diagnostic. He said, hey, something wrong with your throttle pedal. So I said, okay, can you order? Then luckily, there was only one unit in the entire Southeast Asia. One unit. I managed to get it in and authorized, and it was authorized part, and I fit it in. I can't remember how much it cost, but it was like maybe $1,000.
It's an epic story to tell, man.
That was the only thing that broke while I was doing something silly with the car. Other than that was just regular maintenance. Rod bearings, I got it to change at about 80 plus 90,000 kilometers. It's actually quite cheap because it's just check up the car, drop the pan, and then you can unscrew the horn rod and then just drop. And
actually, want to elaborate on this, right? The rod bearings is a well-known issue for both the V8 M3 as well as the V10 M5 and M6.
Because the V8 is cut 2 cylinders off the V10.
And I think this issue has gotten some people, you know, to be wary about these cars. But actually, that is a very small concern because it is so well documented. If you kena this, right, you really have no excuse because that's your fault for not doing your homework.
But it's a very easy fix. The car is in and out of the shop in 3 days. But while it was there, you know, it was like close to 90,000 kilometers. And this was before the Evo Enduro. So I did all the maintenance stuff. So since the thing was out, I checked all the rubber seals, water pump, thermostat, all the rubbers, fan belt, everything all changed, brand new. So when I took it to Evo Enduro, I had new plugs and everything.
The car was like good as new.
I actually had to run in the car because the rod bearings were just changed. But actually, when we took out the original rod bearing, it was no issue. So it's actually down to how you drive and what oil you use. But how I drive, I would say I'm quite an extreme driver. Every time I take the car out, once the engine is all warmed up, I'm hitting red line, you know. That's why tires only last 3 months in my car. Rear tires, that's it.
Accelerator pedals don't last long in your car too, we just
now I have learned to not slam the throttle like I slam the brakes.
Maybe it's because those rod bearings, they are okay for hard driving, but not so okay for the stop and go driving that most average people go through in their daily lives.
Could be, but also could be I do very regular oil changes. I don't wait for 10,000, 5 to 7,000. I'm changing the oil. Sometimes I use the Badal 1 additive, but now I'm currently using Motul with the ester core. So that actually, I find that is one of the best oil right now. This was discovered after we did a project where we had to test 5 oils on a dyno.
Now, BMW stopped making the E90 M3 sedan in 2011, but the E92 Coupe and the E93 convertible continued production until 2013. This is the last year which those final batch of 2013 cars qualify for EvoClub extended warranty, which will give you an additional 1 year or 25,000 kilometers coverage so that you can enjoy your car with complete peace of mind. Now, the cost for 1 year or 25,000 kilometers of EvoClub extended warranty coverage for the E90 M3 is 1,880 ringgit. Incidentally, this price is also applicable for the F80 generation M3 and M4. You will also be interested to know that the conrod bearings are covered by our extended warranty, but please don't push your luck because when this part fails, the damage is catastrophic and usually require full replacement of the engine. And the S65 engine, they don't come by that often.
Because I use 9 liters of oil, I think it's 9.1 or 9.2 liters of oil. And then I normally order 10 liters of oil because I always like to have a bit of spare. Because I need to top up. Some oil brand, like you can order per liter. Some oil brand you order by 2 liters. Some oil brand you order by 4 and then 4. And then you have to order another 4. So on average, filter change, oil change, labor cost me about 1,100 ringgit, which is not really expensive considering that
you are
I'm
using a very high grade oil, right?
Yeah, so the lowest grade oil I've used is the BMW M oil. And now besides all the other oil, I've graduated to Moto. Those are a bit expensive compared to the M oil. M oil is really very good grade. Then every third or fourth oil change, depending on whether the gearbox feels nice or not. So roughly around 15,000 kilometers, I'll change the gearbox oil and filter.
DCT, right?
DCT. Schedule changes are normally 60,000, I think, for the BMW. But I change every 15,000. So basically every third...
Very conservative interval.
Yeah, so every third for service, I will change the gearbox oil and the filter. That cost me 1,500. Other than that, I've changed the bearings. When I change the bearings, I change the water pump, seals, and all that. That was my biggest bill, which was about 8,000 ringgit. Just the conrod bearing is only 2,000 plus.
You mean your biggest bill to date is 8,000 ringgit?
Yeah, and that's also preventive maintenance because I decided to change the spark plugs, the water pump, the electronic thermostat, bits and pieces of rubber and all that.
I'm guessing you spend really a lot more on tires than on the mechanical parts, right?
Yeah, my 1 year tire bill is way more than the 8,000 ringgit that I spend on that once in 90,000 kilometer kind of.
But hey, the joy it brings, it's all worth the money.
Yeah. So every 90,000 kilometer or so, I always change the timing belt tensioner, water pump. So I consider it as you might as well do it there and then at one time. Then to discover it when you are halfway to Ipoh or Penang or Alor or Kuantan, whereby your star starts having problems. So I do all my car maintenance like that. You just have to do it, lah. You know, you cannot run away from it, lah.
All right. The thing is that once you get it done, you get that peace of mind.
Correct. Yeah.
So based on current market values, the cost of insuring an E90 or E92 or E93 M3 ranges anywhere from 3,800 to 6,800 ringgit before NCDs and whatever add-ons you want to put in. You can enjoy savings of up to 2,700 ringgit if you insure your car with EvoClub car insurance powered by Pro Mileage, offering up to 40% savings of your next car insurance renewal. So head over to evoclubinsurance.com to find out how much you can save for the insurance of your own car. So let's find out from Ivan how much did he save for the insurance of his M3.
I saved roughly 2,800 ringgit, which was unbelievable because previous year insurance was 4,000 plus.
Yeah.
And
with 55%
this
NCD.
year, yeah, both have got at 55%
okay.
NCD. Slight variation in the insured value.
Okay.
Due to but very little. The amount is so little that I cannot see where I save 2,008. Like I look at the price, there must be something wrong. So I check all the options like windscreen. Last year also I had windscreen. This year also I had windscreen. I added flood. I added natural disaster. I didn't add riot because I don't think I'll be driving in places where there will be riots. Yeah. Then Bobby asked, where do you drive that you think that your car will enter flood? Hey, have you seen LDP or not? Subang.
No. Where is that?
Airport Road.
No, Airport Road, exactly. You know that there was one time I was stuck in a jam there and I saw the water rising next to me, you know?
Even less than 1 kilometer from my house is the Tropicana Tunnel. Every time it rains, the tunnel floods.
No joke.
So I said, I better just put it in, man. It's only like $400, so what's the difference? If I didn't add it in, I would have saved another 400 ringgit, so beyond 3,000 ringgit for my savings. But yeah, I'm very happy with Pro Mileage.
Thank you for your support.
So I am also cancelling my another insurance to adopt Pro Mileage for my E46 also.
Oh, nice, nice. I'll interview you again definitely for your E46 as well to get you to share your joys of that car with our audience as well.
You're always welcome to come and pick up the car.
I'll definitely take you up on that. Thank you so much for your time.
I saved 60%, which was beyond my wildest dream of how much I can save on my insurance.
So you can spend more money on tires.
yeah. But I'm very thankful for Pro Mileage. Thanks for EvoClub. Thanks for EvoClub.
We are very thankful to
telling us about it.
We are very thankful to have you as a friend.
So guys, those of you who really want to save insurance on your car insurance, go and sign up with EvoClub, aurizn. Yes.
You heard it from the man.
Sign up. I wholly recommend the insurance to you guys.
And I wholly thank you
like
for
your cars. Thank you.
Okay, so that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching and I hope you found this content useful, especially if you're in the market looking for an E90 M3. This car is bound to be a future classic. If you like it, if you can afford it, it's within your budget, go ahead, buy it. But before you put your money down, be sure to have the car sent for a pre-purchase inspection by any one of our 82 trusted workshops nationwide. You may also want to have a fire extinguisher ready to welcome your new vehicle. Our new EvoClub fire extinguisher is now open for pre-ordering. Normal retail price is 220 ringgit for one. We are selling it now at a special price of 360 ringgit for a pair. And we are only selling it as a pair. Why? So that you can get yourself one and spread the message of safety to a loved one to keep one in their car as well. And of course, to give your M3 that shiny new look, consider applying it with marvelous AI Skin, a new age product that offers the self-healing property of PPF at a more cost-effective price of ceramic coating. Special deal for EvoClub members, up to 834 ringgit off any package that you choose. So check out all these great deals by signing up at club.evomalaysia.com. Do also help me by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. Check out the channels of my other aurizn teammates as well. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So lastly, take care out there, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video or live show.